Hey y'all, Scott Smith here, your East Austin Realty expert. Today's Thursday. I think it's August 24th, I believe. This is an internal video. I'm going to take you in this little neighborhood on a tour as it relates to the opportunity forthcoming at 1306 Cedar. 1306 Cedar. So we're on MLK. Right behind me, about a mile, maybe less than a mile, is IH-35, and right there starts downtown Austin. So MLK is a major thoroughfare to get back and forth through there, and there's a lot of activity here. So if we're heading east and west coming off of 35, our boundary really is like Manor Road to the north. The next east and west parallel street to that is MLK, which we're on now. If you go south of us 7 blocks, the next major thoroughfare is 12th Street. So we're going to be right in the heart of all of that. The lot I'm going to show you today is one we've been working on for quite some time. It's taken a long journey to get title prepared and ready for a conveyance. That being said, when you understand the opportunity that this presents, you'll see why we were willing to do that. I've always liked this house right here. It's on a long skinny lot. It's kind of got a little bit of a radius roof on it. This is Maple in MLK. Right here you got Longhorn Meat. I come down and buy meat here when I'm feeling like that. They slaughter right down the street actually. So here's Cedar Street, and you can see we just started some elevation in the last couple blocks. So we're sitting up a little higher now, which is relevant. And there is just so much activity in this neighborhood. Let's say the location is very, very convenient. And so it's been built out quite a bit, remodeled quite a bit. The amount of new construction in this part of East Austin, I would say, is as heavy as anywhere in East Austin. I'm going to show you some evidence of that as we drive here. So you can see there's hills, so we have topographical changes, which is nice. The reason being is topographical changes lead to opportunities for views, and the lot we're going to be looking at has what I'm going to say are going to be excellent views, especially if we would build up and maybe put a outdoor living spot on top of the second floor of these houses. I think your views would be pretty dramatic. Another option would be to make use of a intricate knowledge of the city of Austin's code and maybe put a third story on it, and maybe the master bedroom would sit nicely off in there. So here's a beautiful one just finishing up right now on the market. You can see he's got his B unit off in the back there with the carport for that. Coming up here, let's see, we're crossing 16th and we're on Singleton. Right here is a home that was built by some folks I know very well. I was not their agent, otherwise they would have never had a limestone facade on a roof like this. This house is indicative of what we would see in some other neighborhoods, but not necessarily what's quote-unquote in vogue here. More in vogue here is something more like this. And so you can see a front house, and behind there's their little back house as well. There's an A and a B. This thing here, pretty cool, right? Somebody got bold with the colors and it worked. That's gorgeous. We're starting to see a lot of the wood inlay underneath, like carports, right above your entryway there. That little CMU sitting area right there, kind of cool. Right across the street we have some that, again, some good friends built this one too. Kind of like the little cantilevering action they got over that front door. To our left here, another A and a B on that corner, finishing up as we speak. So yeah, we're on Singleton now, and we're going to be coming up on 12th Street, the other east-west corridor that I talked about a moment ago. So relatively speaking, you'll see that we just covered 7 blocks. A lot of exposed CMU on this one too. Here's one for sale. Someday we'll drive by here again together and I'll show you what they put on that corner. About a year from now. So about 5 years ago, this was more what was in vogue. That's an A and a B with an adjoined wall. That look is no longer quote-unquote the look. This one here is. I did open houses on this house a couple times. That house is engineered from the beginning to be able to support an addition of solar, allowing that to possibly end up being a net zero house, meaning they would generate as much electricity as they consumed. In the city of Austin, my understanding is you can actually sell power back to the grid, so you can make some money doing that. So I just turned on 12th Street. We're heading east, or I'm sorry, west. Downtown just went out of view, but I have people driving up close on me here. And instead of getting honked at, I thought I would speed through there. Maple Street, coming off the 12th. These are hot these days. These long, skinny kind of situations going up. Smaller footprints, ability to put another unit, maybe 2 or 3, depending on your lot size, on one address. And you know, everything's about the Benjamins down here, so that's why somebody would do that. White cubes, A and B, on a corner. Right here, while we're on this corner, it's going to give you a prime example of a couple things that I really find to be of extra value when you have a corner or an alley. If you got a corner and an alley, you got the best of both worlds. I think they missed the boat here. Let me tell you why. Their front house is going to be facing towards the west and have a Chestnut address. This back house could have faced the street here, and then you wouldn't have felt like you were coming in an alley to get into your house. To me, that's a little less desirable than if they would have put the front door off in here and a driveway coming straight into a garage. Garage could have still been in the same spot. You would have just entered it from the side here instead of the side here. So things to take away as we're driving. That's one. Otherwise, stylistically, that thing is pretty cool looking, isn't it? I think that going forward, I'm going to be doing a segment on fencing. I don't see a lot of times somebody like hitting the mark, so to speak, in my opinion, of what an outdoor, thoughtfully created outdoor situation could be, what the enhancement to the livability of the product would be, leading to the enhancement of the price of the product would be. And it is all about the Benjamins. Thank you very much. 14th and Chestnut. Great. Sorry, I got a phone call coming in. One of my favorite places in East Austin is right here, Roland's Soul Food. Eddie Roland is the owner. He's a twin, and his twin brother is a pretty famous high school basketball coach in the area. I ran into a lot of his former players, and everybody loves the man. Anyway, great food there. And I actually sold 3 of Eddie's properties for him over the years. You got an alley here. This, my friends, was my very first real estate activity in East Austin. Pastor Bird had lived here, and when he passed, his kids called me in to help them with the disposition of Dad's property. These here were built by my good friend Doug Marcis over 10 years ago, but I still really like the way they did that. They very thoughtfully chose where to have windows and where not to. A very energy conscious design. Conscious. Where you put a window at matters a whole lot. Where the big face of the house is matters a whole lot. So these guys get pretty deep with what they're doing, and anytime we can add an extra drop bucket deluge of intellectual property, we like it. So we're coming up, we're on 13th and Cedar. You've got a metal artisan that occupies this corner. This place has been a few things over the years, but always a lot of activity in that store. So I am facing east now. Downtown is behind me. And as we come up on the subject property, I'm going to point out some things for you. First one being on the corner here. You have an A and B. It was well done. I know the group that did that. And I think there's some pretty nice pop in there. They also did the front back properly, and I'm going to drive around the corner. This right here is the purpose of our journey. The White House with the red trim. 1306 cedar. 1306 cedar. Across the street, you can see they just demoed that. We're going to have something fabulous going up there soon. This is us. We've got the frontage. We've got the new construction that I've been showing you. Upstairs, I promise you, there is an amazing downtown view. Before this is over, I'll hire a drone and take him up to different vantage points where you would be if you were on an outdoor deck or in a third-story master. This was just done recently. I think that's kind of hip and cool. This one, too. Just finished. Across the street, front back. So I hope you get the point. There's a lot of activity going on here. The big guys in town, I guess they'd be medium sized for our local market. They love this area, MX3. So, beyond just my observations, you also have the evidence of seeing, some of the experienced, been here a while, builders really want to do a lot of work over here. So the reasons become greater and greater. So, hey, thank you all for joining me today. I appreciate it. When this one comes up and is ready, we'll be sending this video out so you can have a feel for it. Again, today is August 24th, 2017. In addition to bringing you the lot, I'll also bring you prime examples of what is selling nearby, the range of dollars per square foot of those sales, and my thoughts on why. And if we listen to what the market is telling us and interpret information well, then we can incorporate those elements to get the higher sales price. And what I've seen in the past is for about an extra $30,000 spent on a project, finishing it in particular areas very specifically, that that money comes back out the backside. I would say the range on that's probably $75,000 to $100,000 more on a sales price, and you're selling quicker. Yes, you're selling quicker and for more money by doing certain things. And I like to add value to your equation by making those things have alarms on them and go off loud in your head, so that when we're considering what we're going to sell them for, we have to consider what we're going to build, and want to be specific and clear on what different price points expect, and just plan for it strategically. Other zip codes, 78721 to my east, a couple miles. I think there's a whole different style going on over there, because you're not ever going to capture those huge dollars per square foot there. And for that reason, my grandpa always said there's a butt for every seat. Grandpa, I love my grandpa. He also said, choose your rut carefully, you might be stuck in it a while. And I'm so glad I chose the rut I did. Long video by now, but this is your $1.1 million listing at the corner of 12th and Walnut. I'm going to shut the video down, dear honey. I'm going to shut the video off here and break into a new segment on this house in particular. But 1306 Cedar Avenue, East Austin, 78702. I'm Scott Smith. I work with E-Team Austin Realty, and I am your East Austin Realty expert. You can catch me at 512-740-0324. We do what we do. We do it with all we have, and we do it in one place, and it matters. I know stuff. Have a wonderful day.